Hello and welcome to the February 2014 edition of our Healing Arts Center practitioner interview. This month we're hanging out in the Buddha Bar with Kirstyn Rahla, who's the newest member of the team here at Kula. And Kirstyn is going to be offering prenatal yoga by appointment for individuals in small groups. And she's also a doula here in Jupiter and Gardens and the surrounding area. And so she's going to just hang out for a little bit and tell us a little bit about what she does and see if it's something that might make sense for you if you are pregnant or planning on having a baby. So what's happening, Kirstyn?
Well, I'm a certified prenatal yoga teacher and a doula. The prenatal practice that I teach is Maitreya prenatal yoga. It is based off of the Maitreya Shakti, which is the energy vibrations of the sounds that make up our internal truth. We focus on using those vibrations and those sounds to let them manifest through our energy channels and turning the darkness of fear into the light that will come through us.
Cool.
Basically what that means is the Maitreyas were goddesses in Hinduism, and they were known as being warriors, and they would help fight off other demons for other warriors or other goddesses. And throughout the storyline of the Maitreyas, they always portrayed beauty and grace, even though they were under an extreme amount of pressure. So that's something that pregnant women will also have to face as they're going into labor and giving birth. They'll be feeling a lot of pressure and pain and unknown, and it's just a way to help keep you relaxed and centered, even though you're going through something that may seem so foreign to you. It's actually not. It's a very natural process, and it helps center you and keep you grounded for that time in your life.
Very cool. So what type of yoga practices are you doing? Essentially, if somebody wanted to get a better sense of how the class feels, how it flows, how it's structured.
There's visualization, meditation, and then there's asanas also that we do, and we mainly focus on creating the sacred space for you to connect with your baby.
Cool.
And where you can dream and visualize and hope for your baby and kind of get a sense of your own empowerment and strength from within by visualizing a positive birth experience and eliminating the fears that go along with birth as well.
Is there a certain time frame that someone should, it's okay to practice yoga while pregnant, or can they just join in at any time? If they just saw this video and they're 6 months pregnant, is that contraindicated to start at that time, or how does that work?
Prenatal yoga can be practiced at any time. The general rule of thumb for prenatal yoga is anything that a mom was doing before they were pregnant and anything they were comfortable doing before they were pregnant, they can keep doing. If a mother is doing inversions before she's pregnant and she's comfortable doing inversions, then absolutely you can keep doing inversions until you're 9 months pregnant. They don't recommend doing a lot of really deep breathing, fire breathing, because you're already doing so much work just being pregnant. They don't recommend doing anything like that. But as far as asanas and postures, anything that you're doing before you're pregnant, you can go ahead and keep doing.
Cool.
Within reason, they wouldn't recommend laying on your back later on in pregnancy. So anything that lying on your back.
Yeah, how far? So maybe in the last trimester, not laying on your back?
Whenever you can't comfortably lay on your back anymore, and your body will tell you when you can't lay on your back, when it's not comfortable to sleep on your back, is when you shouldn't lay on your back.
Gotcha. Is there something about like not rolling onto one side? And remember when we were having a baby, there was, I don't know if that was just a trick to get me to sleep on the other side of the bed so the sun wasn't in her face or something. But
it's more comfortable to lay on your left side. So especially in prenatal yoga, when we do savasana, we don't lay on your back. You have it side, and you can put a pillow under your legs and under your neck to make it nice and comfortable for you.
Right. And any other just general contraindications while we're on the subject for people that maybe could use this video as a resource in their general practice?
In their general practice, I would just say deep twisting isn't recommended. Any fire breathing is not recommended. Lying on your back later in pregnancy is not recommended. But mostly you just have to feel your body and you'll know what's right for you.
Breath retention probably as well, I would guess.
Yeah, breath retention not recommended.
Right. Awesome. And then so if people want to book a session with you or they just want to start doing this, what's the best way to go about it?
To book a session, they can call me or book through Kula, and I can get them in touch. And all of the yoga classes that I offer are customized to each person, their body, and their pregnancy.
So for the most part, it's one-on-one.
For the most part, one-on-one. I will do small groups, and I would like to get a general idea of each person that's going to be attending and where they are in their pregnancy. That have certain meditations that are geared towards certain places in your pregnancy. And also I want to make sure that I can have a feel for if there's any type of conditions going on in the pregnancy that certain postures may not be appropriate.
And so for individual sessions, they're going to book just through the website at Kula, just like any other healing arts treatment. They can do that through there. And I guess then just kind of switching gears a little bit to the personal side. So this, I'm guessing it's a pretty niche thing combining doula and pregnancy and prenatal yoga and all this. So what drew you to want to do this work in the first place?
Well, I've always loved yoga. I've always thought it was such a beautiful practice. I was always scared to try it. So once I started practicing yoga, I completely fell in love with it. I started at my gym, where I think a lot of people start, because I knew that it probably wasn't going to be that hard. Because I knew I couldn't twist myself up into a pretzel. So when I started yoga, I completely fell in love with it. And through a friend of mine, I found Kula and fell in love with just the energy that was here. And I decided that I wanted to take my practice of yoga to the next level and become a teacher. And I've always loved pregnancy and birth and babies, and it's just something that's always fascinated me. And even before the birth of my daughter, I had thought that I wanted to teach prenatal yoga. It's just something that I wanted to put the two together.
I was wondering if that was a part of the inspiration was her being born, because it was around the same time. You know?
It was around the same time. A lot of things got put on hold when I became pregnant. I did want to go back and get my certification to teach prenatal yoga, but I really just being pregnant didn't have the energy to do anything. So I just wanted to focus on being pregnant and having my baby healthy and just getting through all of that. So once I had her and I decided that I wanted to go back and teach prenatal yoga, then I got my certification to do that.
Awesome.
She is the reason that I went into being a doula.
Gotcha.
She is. My experience with her was scary and intimidating and not what I expected it to be like at all. So I want to use that practice and that to help other women, empower other women to not be afraid and to trust their bodies above everything else, because you're the only one that knows your body, and it can be very intimidating when you don't know what to expect. And you can go to childbirth classes and read books and books and books and videos, and once you're sitting there in the hospital bed, it can be very scary.
Yeah, I love that. It's like you're just really coming from a passionate place and doing it, and it's not just work for you. And I think that this will be a great platform to grow the doula practice as well, so everybody knows that Kirstyn does do that, and it's not offered here through Kula, but you can still contact her through the Kula website about those services in addition to the prenatal yoga. And we're even chatting about maybe add in one day some postnatal yoga, right, for the dads and the babies.
Yes.
Thank you so much for taking the time, and namaste.